Good evening. Today is Monday, the 26th of December, 2022. The time is 8 p.m. in Canberra. We will begin the weekly Bangla radio program from Canberra 2XX Community Radio Station. This program is being broadcasted by the courtesy of Community Broadcasting Foundation Limited and Bangladesh Australia Association, Canberra. Every Monday at 8 p.m, the program is broadcasted on FM 98.3 MHz. Tonight, the program is presented by me, Adiba Ahmed,
and me, Admin Zahid.
In tonight's program, we'll be talking about wedding season and the end of the year.
We've just come out of many celebrations, many weddings in Canberra.
3 weeks of events.
I think there's still, my family actually has another wedding coming up over the whole Christmas New Year's break.
Oh yes, my family, they can't make it.
Yeah. I think there's 2 coming up actually, still within the Canberra and community. So it's been a big, I think post-COVID we are back and people that were married are actually having events. So yeah, it's been very good. I've personally really enjoyed being part of the wedding festivities and in person, dressing up, celebrating, eating, all the good stuff. What about yourself?
Oh yes, I think I first found it a little bit overwhelming, but this was also in a way also in general once we sort of started resuming those sort of bigger events. So even for example, I think after COVID, the first event that I went in the community was actually a baby shower.
Okay.
So, maybe not that many people, not hundreds of people, but 30 people. Okay. And just having so many people suddenly around me, I actually started feeling a bit overwhelmed. And I feel like it's almost extended on as these events have gotten bigger. So I feel like with one of the events that we were at together, because it was a bit in more enclosed space, it was in a bit more of an enclosed space, because it's a more intimate event, so it made sense. The choice of venue made sense, as I'm sure, I feel like you know what I'm alluding to.
Yeah.
But because there were so many people in such a small space, I at times found I was trying to sort of get away and trying to go into rooms that were unoccupied just to get some breathing. I think I had a little bit of stress around my own personal life at that time too, that contributed to it for sure. But then as the event started getting bigger and bigger, I feel like it was just so good to see everyone.
Yeah.
It was really good to see everyone, especially then with the second event. It was a really nice venue. Not to criticize any venues or anything like that, but definitely adds to the specialty, I think, of the moment.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of dancing at that one. Really fun.
I think just to give a bit of context around events as well, within kind of Bengali or Desi culture, there's the formal event, which is there's the marriage or the marriage itself, where people actually sign the papers and officially get married in Islam or by law. So there's that kind of official ceremony, which is often referred to as a nikah or a registry.
So
Ask nikah registry. But I know what the Australian. So is it called a service or the actual the service?
Yeah.
Where the signing of papers happens. There's that event, which is a bit more of normally a low-key event. Very, very, very close family, friends, and family and friends are normally invited. So I know that took place. Then there is also prior to even that official ceremony occurring, there is a mehndi or a hulud, in which they're more so about singing, dancing, not the official stuff, more of the fun stuff. Pre-wedding.
Warming up to the wedding.
Yeah, lots of colour, lots of dancing, lots of music, lots of laughter, just everyone likes to loose a little bit, I could say. Yeah, and then there's also the kind of post-wedding, after the official ceremonies and stuff have happened, which is the receptions, and then sometimes there's more than one reception across different cities.
Which we do share in common with Western. With us, I feel because we had more of that start in more of an Indian, South Asian orientated culture. That's why our weddings are still red, for example. It's a traditional wedding. The bride will wear some variation of a red shade. Even though now in modern times, everyone wears whatever they want.
Whatever colour they want.
Yeah, whatever colour they want.
Yeah, they love
that. But I do love the colourfulness of our weddings.
Yeah. I think from my understanding with the reception, I think there actually is some kind of like Islamic guidance on having a reception. I think it's actually referred to as like a walima. So I think the idea is like even in Islamic culture, like marriage, weddings, these are actually like really
solemn.
So really like they're really big milestones in someone's life, and you know, like in Islam, like there are reasons and there are occasions that we're required to or that we should celebrate, and marriage is definitely one of them. And I think it is written that in the occasion of a wedding, you do have like the official, which can be a bit more like smaller, but even within the smallness, there is the idea of like a bit of a post event where you see people.
Oh yes.
So I think that's like the where you see people and you kind of celebrate the union across two families and whatnot, because it is a reason and a cause for joy. Two families coming together, two, you could say, cultures coming together, uniting of a religion. It definitely is like written in Islam to kind of have a joyous occasion, but I think the ruling is kind of there. But then of course there are cultural things like the Mehndi and Hul, which are more specifically rooted in culture rather than religion. But there are those nikah and walima elements which are more rooted in religion, I think, from my understanding.
Do you feel, I feel like growing up, I don't really remember anyone having like an event for the wedding. Like I know acts and stuff all happens, but I feel like, because something that happened, I think, from my memory of my sister's wedding was we actually had, so we definitely had a guy hulud.
Was it in Australia or Bangladesh?
Oh no, it was Bangladesh. From memory, we had my sister's guy hulud, we had my brother-in-law's guy hulud, they were separate. Then we had a wedding as an event. It almost felt like another reception. So we had the wedding as an event.
Did they sign their papers and stuff then?
No, so this is how it happened. I don't remember the timeline in terms of the day, sorry, but I think it was my sister's guy hulud first, then it was my brother-in-law's guy hulud, then it was the morning of that wedding event, and at that morning, that was at my nani's house in Bangladesh, and that's where the papers were signed, after everything happened. You know, all the relatives and like the people who need to be witnesses and things like that. That happened in the morning, and then that night we had the wedding event, which was, you know, the goat in between. Like I remember the goat landing in front of me, and me
I know the goat.
losing all appetite because I could not deal with that. But like, you know, for example, a very close auntie happened to be in Bangladesh at the time. We were really lucky, so she gave a speech. So and we walked in as a family, and I feel like at that time that was a really sort of novel concept in the sense that like we were trying to bring a little bit of Western elements into it. I don't think necessarily we consciously did it. Like we were, I don't think like anyone, I definitely don't think my sister was sitting around thinking, oh, I must walk in like how in, you know, the Western culture, the bride walks into that music, right? Like I definitely don't think she was thinking anything like that. But then I feel like at the time that walking in, it felt a bit new. I just might not have very good memory. I was only 14. Because now
you have a good memory, pretty good memory. Sounds like it.
Now everyone like walks into the thing. It's not necessarily that my sister like came up with something new or something, but I feel like in Bangladesh at the time people were like, oh, what are they doing, kind of thing. That's my memory. Like it felt like my family was kind of like, oh, I don't really get that kind of thing. I also don't really remember the gate dhora dhori.
Okay.
Even though that's a thing, and I've told you about the whole. I remember we went out for ice cream. I remember we definitely burned my brother-in-law's pockets, wallets. We definitely all went out for ice cream. That definitely happened.
We also did something similar here. Instead of ice cream, we went out for dinner.
Love that. And then we also had the reception. And it was kind of nice because I guess you know, now I think there's a bit more of a culture to either do a shared hulud or like the groom will sometimes gate crash the wife's hulud. Because my sister and my brother-in-law had this very separate, it almost felt like as we progressed through the events, like as they got married and they came together, so it was just like a really nice sort of feeling like and I felt like every event, for me at least, it felt very separate and distinct.
No, I agree. I feel like I have the same memory. So in Bangladesh they do that because I went to my cousin's wedding and we actually had, funny enough, we had the aqd first. I don't know why we had the aqd first, but I think they were just really keen to get married legally.
Legally.
Islamically, sorry. Islamically, legally, I think they do the both of them at the same time. So like we arrived, it was like all like very like chaotic last minute because we were like traveling to Bangladesh but we arrived on the night of the nikah, but changed really quickly, went to the nikah, went there. The day after was like the girls, they had a combined hulud. they did. They had a really big combined hulud, and like they both like danced together and stuff, because this is a bit more modern. I think it was like 2 years ago maybe.
This was the one you and your sister saw.
Yeah, we also danced in it. Yeah, so it's like 1 or 2 days to learn the dance. But I think the concept of the combined hulud or the combined mendi is definitely a lot more modern. Whereas before, I think it was like, if they're not married, they shouldn't really be
they
like,
shouldn't
at the same
see each other
event.
kind of thing.
But I think now it's like very fine to have like a combined hulud. But then they had the wedding event, and she wore like red and like it would have been probably the same day as the nikah or the aqd, but because they had done that earlier, but they still had a wedding celebration where she wore red. Then it was in celebration of the wedding itself. It was like an aqd, but obviously like bigger scale. Like the aqd is the family, but this was like everyone was there. And then the day after, and that's normally hosted by the bride's family. The wedding, from my understanding.
And that's that thing as well, where they like one person does one side does one event, the other side the other event, like they trade off.
Very separated. Yeah. And then the reception is traditionally held by the male side of the family, from my understanding. So then they have that, because after the wedding ceremony, the idea is that the bride gets it's called utano.
Given away,
yeah. In Pakistani culture, or like kind of more other cultures, I know, especially Pakistan, they call it a rukhsati, which is actually like the giving away of the daughter. It's actually, they have quite a big of a ceremony around it. Whereas it's not as big in Bengali culture. I like the idea of mending and having mendi put on. I think that's really nice.
I feel like the more weddings I attend, the more I'm like adding to my list of like, I want everything. I probably won't. Like I swear, like after one event, I was like, tonight I'm like, we got to be getting ready. I want a sangeet. I don't even know how to do a sangeet.
I've never been to one.
I've never been to. I want to go to one, but like, it sounds beautiful. The photos, the videos, amazing. I was like, I want a sangeet. No idea how I'll make it. On it. I want a mendi, I want a guy holds, of course, that's a given. I want the wedding, I want the reception, I want an engagement. I want it all. And I'm just like nodding along.
Look, I think that's like, I don't know if the record is, I think I've heard of, not me personally knowing this person, but like I've heard of people having 13 events.
Oh my gosh, love.
10 events, like someone in Australia, like I kind of know, had like 10 events in Sydney.
But I feel like I'd want it throughout the year. Although, this is the thing, like I don't want to like...
You like 10 times then.
So true. So true.
You gotta think of the logistics.
Because I always feel like it's really fun to see each other at these events, but then when you're seeing everyone every weekend, I like thinking in terms of my guests. I don't know. I feel like I'd want a bit of a break.
I feel like the ones that I've seen and I've like feel like the best for me personally is when they are like 3-4 days altogether. So it's like a whole weekend or a whole like it's a whole like, it's chaotic, it's messy, but like it's like you spend like, you never really get that time where you get to spend a solid amount of time with people. And I've seen people do like not destination weddings, but like maybe it is a little bit out of like the city centre. So they'll go to like maybe a rural town, like Barrel or somewhere in between. And then like they'll have all 3 of their events there. So like the hulud, the mendi, the wedding, and then the reception they might have back in Sydney the weekend after. But like they'll do like back to back. And in Sydney apparently they do like Thursdays, like a Thursday event, a Friday event, like people take off work, like it's whole like ordeal, because they like normally do like the events back to back, so it's more fun. So it's like you see everyone, you do the dancing, and then it's like, all right, we'll do this again tomorrow. It's a bit more like chaotic, and then you can like sleep over, and it feels like a beer break kind of vibe.
So that's why I would, not for myself, but like I love attending weddings overseas because of the whole beer bar aspect. Like being very much like in with your family, everyone's staying together.
And it's like you don't have the best accommodation, but like that's part of it.
You just make the most of what you got. Some people might be sleeping on the floor.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like it's imperfect, but like it's still like memorable. Like you never remember those imperfect things. You remember the memories that you made.
You still have like a fair amount of family you're close to in Bangladesh. I believe.
Most of them are married though. Literally all of them are married now.
I was going to say, like, do you think you'll be doing an event over there?
Oh, probably not. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I feel like mine's turned into a no. Because like as I've gotten older, you know, like, and I have like all my family's like escaped Bangladesh. Go on different countries. Like, I can't go to every country and go have an event. I feel like once upon a time, like it was definitely expected that I would have an event then. Because I was 10 at the time. They'd be like, when you get married, I'm like,
fair enough. I haven't really thought of that, but like I think wherever it makes sense, like I know like two of the weddings also from this year are definitely having events in Bangladesh. So and like other people that have had weddings this year are also doing events in Bangladesh. So I think it depends on personal circumstances and family and where everyone's at kind of with their life and family in Bangladesh. So
I think that's really cool.
I think it's good because if you do have it in Bangladesh, you're still kind of holding on to that aspect of family and like I think Bangladesh weddings are always going to be
kind of just better in my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
I find that because like I mean it's their theme, like the decoration.
I like the lights. I love the lights.
When they chadar, when they chadar a house, like there's so much of those things that unfortunately we just can't really do.
In Sydney, they do it.
They do it.
They do it. I've seen like one of my friends, like acquaintances that used to live in Canberra and they moved to Sydney a long time ago. They recently got married at the beginning of this year, and it was like they did like the whole ordeal, Beerberry Light, the Dalla Night, her Dalla Night, the
Dalla Night. Oh my god, I love the Dalla.
Yeah, they do
they
did the lighting. Yeah,
I want my Mr. and Mrs. Fish. I want my Bengali Masi.
About that.
Yeah, that's not your thing. I want to see it. I think it's cute, but it's such a big dolly
inside the fish.
Oh, that freaks me out. I don't need that.
Yeah, okay.
This is a cute little dress. I did him in the lungi, like
Yeah. I don't know the tradition of that or why.
I don't really know it myself. I was like, is it just like some collective joke because like Bangladeshi people are associated with fish a lot?
Yeah, I mean fish is like our national food. Yeah, no, the Dalla Night's good, but I think the lighting is something that I really like in Bengali weddings overseas.
Yes, I love that. In fact, like, to be honest, like, I put up one small string of lights, for example, for my quote-unquote Christmas. I'll call it holiday lights. Like, I personally don't celebrate Christmas. But this is, like, my little contribution. Like, it was, like, one string of lights. But there's actually...
I remember in Canberra as well, like, a long time ago. That, like,
we did an Eid. My family wants out. My family wants out.
Oh, was it a competition?
Yeah, it was a competition.
Oh, okay, I didn't know it was a competition.
Whether it was Bangladesh, I think it was Bangladesh Association. So our family won it. We got a Dimmings gift voucher, and do you know what I bought? I bought Twilight.
Oh my gosh,
I was 12, so I liked Twilight before it became a whole thing.
Which I want to do lights for weddings, for Eid. So why not weddings?
Now I'm gonna go all out for Eid now. So this was just my brief foray because I was particularly looking for solar lights because bills have been gone. Skyrocketing. So so I bought like this one string of lights and these beautiful they're all solar, and then the little 2 glass jars with the lights in them, which are really fun to turn off the lights, which I use inside. But I have to keep like chucking them in the window to charge the solar battery. And also like I have these cute little, do you see those black candle shell things? So if there's a light in there, it casts this beautiful shadow. And so I bought I want to just like live like that, right? Every day, just turn them on. So I bought like little LED candles. But then and I thought these are surely like AAA or AA batteries. No, they're like battery powered with the little circle batteries, which like I find a little bit annoying. So I've owned the candles for like 2-3 months. I'm not bothered yet. to wrap up a little bit, because now we're coming towards the year end, like, you know, I was showing you before, I have a little vision board that I've purchased.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, so, you know, I was watching a YouTuber that I watch, and she'd achieved half of her 22 vision board. So a vision board basically is just like a collection of photos, the things that you're wanting to manifest in your life, you're hoping you can, goals you can achieve or something like that. So and people do collages, people do digital ones. So like, I just came across something in the shop which was these really cute pegboard. So I'm gonna have fun finding some photos, I think, of things I want, like definitely, you know, inshallah manifest some money, like bills really going up, inflation hitting hard. But do you do anything like that at the end of, start of New Year resolutions or?
I think, like, it's, to be honest, like, I'd love to, but, like, it's always just a bit of a blur. So I just sort of, like, enjoy the moment. Like, holiday period is always nice. It's time to just wind down, relax a little bit, spend time with family. Probably just, like, write down a mental note of, like, what you want to achieve in the new year or what you're looking forward to, definitely. Write down some quotes, or even, I like to reflect upon the current year, actually. So I think what I'm going to do, and I think I did this last year too, I can't exactly remember, I like to, like, make, like, a little, like, video montage of all my memories from the year, and just, like, how much happened in the year, because I think it's often very easy to forget, and, like, still focusing on the new year. So I like to just, do, like, a 2022, like, or whatever year it is, like, just a reflections video, or, like, a little collage, or just, like, to show, like, everything that's happened in a year, and just be like, wow, like, it was a great year, you know, regardless of whatever's happened, and, like, we came out of COVID and everything that's happened. So I like to do that, definitely. And add a nice song to it, and it's just, like, good feels, share it with your friends and family that you spent the time with. So.
Oh, that's really nice. I like that a lot. I like, I feel like out of the two of us, over time, I've strayed away from social media kind of thing. And I'm not saying like you've been consumed or anything like that. You probably just have a healthy level of use. But because I guess I have that sort of personal perspective, like it doesn't occur to, even though that sounds so lovely, like it's never occurred to me to do that. That sounds
I enjoy it.
Yeah, you really enjoy
making little videos and things like that. But I haven't always, so we'll see how much I enjoy it.
I think, you know, you're talented and you're growing in experience as well. So I've really enjoyed a couple of things you shared with me. They're really, really cute and fun.
And I made like little videos of like each of the weddings you went to, just as like a little, like, because you don't really like go back through photos as much as I feel like videos in new currency. It's just a bit more kind of like engaging, I guess, and like, you know, we all have video on our phone now, which was, you know, Bebop back in the day. But everyone, you know, wanted video because it's like raw memories.
It's crazy to me that, like, you know, essentially digital cameras and digital video cameras are kind of obsolete.
Yeah, they are.
Because, like, we totally do everything on our phone.
Yeah.
Like, unless you want just super high quality stuff, you just don't
or
even
you're a photographer.
Like, before I had a smartphone, I had a digital camera. My 16th birthday present was this cute little Canon digital camera. When we were moving away from Perth, all my photos with my friends that are leaving, all from that digital camera. I have no idea what that camera is.
No, I think that, like, for example, with the weddings, etc., that we were talking about, like, a big part is, like, obviously, and a big part even, like, when my parents got married was, like, having a videographer. And then you always have, like, the memories to watch back, and it's always like you get to relive it whenever you want. So I think, like, I'm keen to kind of see some of the professional videos and shots that come out of some of the weddings that we've been to, because it's just like a nice just reflection and look back on, because you live it and it goes so fast, and then, like, it was so fun at the time because it really was.
Especially when you're the center of attention, I feel like it's
not... As in, if it's your own wedding?
Sorry. So if it's your own wedding, like, it won't drag for you. It'll probably go like that. So I really like that. It actually makes me think about, like, we still have my sister and my brother-in-law's
Yeah.
ones, which is so traditionally shot.
Yeah.
The most traditional music.
Yeah,
It's just so cute.
yeah.
It's funny to think about now versus like how
professional shots.
Oh my
these
god, like a
days,
drone. I want a
footage.
drone. I want a drone. That's goals. Gonna have some drone footage. I also really like it. I'm hoping in time, in the sense of like the non a phone-free wedding, because don't worry about you guys taking the photos yourself. Like, let the professionals do their job, because I've noticed it, because obviously they're trying their hardest to sort of get like the good lighting, good shots, get everyone paying attention. But then like a few, even myself, I've also been guilty of this. Like, you just run in and then you also want like a little shot.
Yeah, I think it's like because you want your own memory, because you don't know, like you don't know
when you'll get.
I think it's good to take those videos because you don't know like what you're going to get, or like there might be like imperfect moments of like her fixing her like unno or something that aren't captured by the, because there's only like one professional camera and they can only be at one space at one particular time. Or you could capture like a really funny move that an uncle or something made on the dance floor while the camera was on the bride and groom or something like that. So I feel like having those different like angles helps, but I also have seen the beauty of a phone-free wedding where in those key moments it's phone-free. So
actually, look, I think you've flipped my thinking. I think I now support what
you're
saying.
Even as a bride or groom, because you're probably not going to pay attention to what everyone's doing, but then you can later see, like when you look back at other footage or social media, or collate your photos, whether it's through a hashtag or something. I love that.
I love that.
And you can see it's like, oh, like this is what this person is doing, or this person took full use of the photo booth, or whatever it was, or this person, like you can see those things.
At one of the weddings this year, we did the weirdest thing in one of the, it was such a I think I was writing something, and then like someone else, because it was a photo of like at least 4 people, and someone else just turned it into a not my writing, but then they started writing something and turned it into a Bangladesh flag, and it just became this, and thankfully it was a close friend. It was a close friend, so like I know in the end when she looks at it, she'll be like, oh, it's funny, it's a joke kind of thing. But I love photo booths too. That's become a must-have as well.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I think a wedding season's always a good time of year, and like everyone has fun, and like it brings everyone together, brings families together, so they're always a good time of year. I'm sad that it's kind of coming to an end, but hopefully in the new year.
I was really happy that these all were towards the end of the year, because it was like something extra to look forward to. And we still have some holidays as well.
Yeah, exactly. So the timing works out really well. But I think, wedding season is always a good time of year.
Oh yes, absolutely. Have it any time, and but also having it towards the end is a great way to cap off that 2022. So hopefully we'll have a good 2023 as well, and I wish that for you, I think.
Wish that for you too. Bring on 2023.
Thank you.
We have reached the end of our program. We hope that you have enjoyed. We invite you to send your opinion to Bangla Radio Canberra to the following email, banglaradio@gmail.com. You are invited to follow Bangla Radio on Twitter and Facebook. If you join our Facebook or Twitter group, we'll send you our weekly program descriptions. Our programs are archived in banglaradio.org.au and on our new Bangla Radio Canberra YouTube channel. If you want, you can also listen to all of our previous programs anytime on your mobile devices using our Bangla Radio Canberra Listen app. The Listen app is now freely available from the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. The next Bangla Radio program will be broadcasted on next Monday at 8 p.m. We welcome you to join us, wherever you are. We hope that you stay well and in peace and happiness. Good night.